I've been addressing you all for a very indispensable reason, a very informative reason, that how the department is functioning with all the programs that it has been running so far. The first and foremost, the Department of English, Karnataka State Open University, has been offering courses like BA, MA, PhD, PG diploma programs. Dear learners, I mean all postgraduate students, PG diploma English students, communicative English. So this information for you all, for your information. The Department of English had many eminent English professors. They were all well versed with a distinction on various literary issues such as uh, recent critical theories, the British literature, film studies, the post-colonial literature, and so on. Hope all you belong to the literature fraternity. You all aware of these various literary genre of contemporary world literature. And then, at present, the department has three faculties, three teachers. The High, Dr. Nataraju Ji, happens to be the head of the department, an assistant professor, the chairperson. And we have another two faculties, Mr. Shrikant, and then Dr. Madhura IAS. So we three faculties have been serving in the department for almost a decade. So today's event, today's induction program, is all about the very, very crucial information to provide you all. I must remember a very, very outstanding the scientist, the very outstanding, the writer, the scientist. Albert Einstein says once, what does he say? He says, keeping in mind the two, the contradictions, the two important things. One is a tradition versus modernism. I quote, I don't teach anyone. I only provide the environment in which they can learn. It very much applicable to this current pandemic time, an unprecedented present situation. That means we all have to embrace this technology, the virtual mode, in terms of disseminating our knowledge, to learn a language, to learn a literature. And then today, I'm going to address you for three reasons. One, how the program, that's MA, functions. MA in English is functions in the department. What are the modes? How do you go about it? I try to give you a very comprehensive picture about the entire MA program. I also try to give the holistic approach of this postgraduate diploma and communicative English as well as MA program. Dear students, see, the first I'll take up postgraduate diploma in English. So postgraduate diploma in English has five papers. The course one called poetry. You all learn about the major distinguished the English or contemporary British writers and Indian writers. And we have second paper that is drama. And the third paper, the fiction. The fourth paper, prose. And the fifth paper, the growth of the English language, characteristics of modern English, Hudson, and practical criticism. So I took up this postgraduate diploma in English first. It gives you a very comprehensive picture about the five different areas of literature, the different genres of literature. You study the essence of poetry, and essence of drama, the essence of fiction, the essence of prose, and the essence of importance of language in the current world literary scenario. So this is about a postgraduate diploma. And we have another program that is postgraduate diploma in communicative English. So here you have the course one talks about the fundamentals of English language. And the second course talks about the fundamentals of language too. The way you study the basic, the nuances of English grammar. For example, you understand all the varieties of grammar that you come across in English language. For example, you have noun, pronoun, the verb, adverb, the tense, and voice, speech, and all that. In the third course, that the language spoken mode, you understand the phonetics, the important phonetics in learning a language. And gradually, you also learn the conversation in English and other modes of communications. And then the course 4, you talk about the language in the written mode. So the skills for a written mode you understand in the paper. In the last paper, the reading through literature. This you will understand, in this postgraduate diploma in communicative English. And dear students, very importantly, very significant, we come back to MA program. The MA program, I welcome you all, the 1,080 students of MA English students of our university. Dear students, there is an heterogeneous group, the students from engineering, the student from medicine, student from the language, student from literature, all branches students, those who have done their BA, the UG courses. So all of you are here. Probably all of you have also come from, some of you not even come from literature background, and many of you come from language background. For you all, the English literature has become a very crucial. English language, English literature has become a very important. And there is also a little hardship, like how to go about literature after you come from language background. So it requires a kind of involvement when you read, when you take up this course. For that, we have provided course materials. We'll conduct classes. We'll conduct assignment process will be there, and I2I contact program will be there, and the virtual classrooms will also be there. And I'll take up this issue further. And now, let me also introduce the papers that you study in this MA English course. The first course that you study, English literature from Chaucer to Bunyan. So here you'll study the major writers of English literature from 14th century to 16th century. You read the writers like Bacon, the writers like Christopher Marlowe, and many other significant writers of English literature. And the second paper, you have the Shakespeare. And here you study the tragedies of William Shakespeare, and the comedies, tragic comedies, and other the plays of William Shakespeare. You understand the nitty-gritty. You understand how the British and theatre has reached the pinnacle of success during the time of Shakespeare. That you will understand here. And and the third paper, that is Restoration and 18th Century English Literature. Here, you understand, you learn the base, the very important writers like William Congreve, and then the Sheridan, and many other, 17th to 18th century Restoration period writers. You understand, Alexander Pope and other poets and writers. And gradually, you have the next paper, that's a course 4. You understand the 19th century literature. You come across the 19th century English literature, where you study the major novelists of 19th century, like Jane Austen and many other novelists. And also you study the romantic poets of 19th century, like Wordsworth, John Keats, Shelley, and many other writers. And the last paper, that is Indian literature in English. So this is a very outstanding paper, and where you understand the entire Indian writing in English, the major writers of Indian literature in English. For example, start from Tagore's Gitanjali and Hearna's Experience, and many other significant literary texts. So these are the very comprehensive picture. This is the kind of outline that I gave you about these 3 programs. So after that, I must tell you, how you people have to go about our materials. For example, our university has been providing you the self-learning materials, isn't it? The self-learning materials is a very important, a component, because it substitutes a teacher. Because you don't every day there'll be no classes, but the moment you look at the materials, it is in the mode, that in a conversant mode. It substitutes the teachers. So how to go about it? What is the nature of this SLM? How you understand these SLM courses? So I must tell you the 5 significant nature of this SLM writing. And after that, I'll take up for a very important component, that is the assignment process. And then I take up for the concluding remarks. So now, coming back to the SLM writing, how the writing is, the made up of, how we have to go about it. I must tell you, dear learners, Here, the whatever we have been provided to you people, that the self-learning materials for all the five papers, of course, 1 to 5. It's been prepared, accomplished. It is prepared by the scholars and very eminent professors and expert from the nook and corner of India. The various universities professors have prepared the study materials. So you can rely upon this material 100%, and also make sure that you also read the original textbooks. For example, the first paper you have Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. When you read the study materials, whatever we have been provided to you people, and make sure that you also read the original text of Canterbury Tales. You read that, and after that you understand, the whatever the study material that they have provided. So this is one instances, and gradually I must tell you what are the things that you keep it in your mind when you go through study materials. The first thing that the note it is in a self-explanatory mode. I said you already that it is in a conversant mode. It has, the moment if you go through, it is prepared, keeping in the mind the readers. So, as I told you, it is in a conversant mode, in a dual mode. The wherever necessary, they have given some self-explanatory messages and activities and many other components of the learning outcomes, the learning activities. So please keep it in mind, it is not a mere notes. The nature of the study material that they are provided, it is in a self-explanatory mode. And it provides every essential information required by the learner. For example, what are the required? Wherever required, we have given you the original text. And for the exam point of view, we have summarize or assess and interpretations and whatever you require for your examination point of view. So the notes it meets the standards. This is one thing. And after that, it performs the role of a teacher. I told you the study materials are the perform the role of a teacher, guides, instructors, moderators, and who regulates the entire self-learning materials. It's almost like that you've been conversing with your teachers. It is prepared in that mode. And gradually, it enables the learner to know whether they are on the right track by providing self-check exercises at appropriate places. So I repeat the sentence again. It enables the self-learning materials, the notes that has been provided to you. It enables the learner to know whether they are on the right track, that you are able to follow it. You are on the track about it. You are able to understand that. By providing a self-check exercises, see, there has to be a coherence. The moment you begin to study material, it gives you a very comprehensive picture. It takes you without having any disjointed. That means it's prepared such a way that it gives you a right track. It reads you itself, and then by providing self-check exercises at appropriate places wherever required to examine yourself, to interrogate yourself whether you are able to understand the information. There are given self-check exercises, and the dear student, you need to follow it very carefully. This is very important. And after that, all units of a block have a uniform structure. This is one of the important point that you should keep in your mind, that all the blocks, all the units in a block, they are uniformed in structure. They followed certain blocks, they follow certain units in number based on the requirement of the materials to the student. For example, if a poem contains 4 to 5 units, whereas the novel and the play will have 6 to 7 units, it depends on the information to the students. And built-in access devices to enable the learners to find with the ease what he wants to read. It is written in a such a way that the learners can easily go about it. So the student, please, you rely upon the study materials and the SLM, the self-learning materials. I reiterate that it is self-learning materials. It has in a dual mode. It's an interactive mode, and so that the teacher and the student, they can have an interact one another. In that mode, it has been prepared. So I suggest you to go through in that mode, and gradually I talk about assignment, a very important component in a program. For example, the first year MA English program. The moment you join to the course, And after the moment, after you join, after 1 or 2 months, you will have to take up your assignment through the website, isn't it? That's a very, very important event that takes place. That For example, if we give you a minimum number of period, like the months or a couple of months, we give you to prepare your assignments and back to us. That is a major event, the first after your admission to the program. And gradually, you'll be given messages after messages regarding the activities in the website of our universities. And once you submit your assignments, and there'll be information regarding and conducting classes through online. We conduct the online classes through virtual mode. The classes will be conducted, and the students are make use of that. And there'll be the bulk messages will be provided to the students given number, and you should take note of it. And this is the second one, conducting classes and all that. And after that, you will have to undergo the skill development program, and later on your examination work, another thing. So throughout this journey of 1 year, start from assignment to evaluation and classes and all that, these are the major important events that take place. But I must emphasize on one thing: what is the nature of assignment? Because some 1 or 2 weeks ago, I know you have received your assignment through the university website. So how to go about it? What is the nature of assignments? How to go about it? What all should be done in this assignment for? I must tell you, listen to me very carefully. See, the submission of written assignments for evaluation and the feedback is an integral part of the distance learning. For example, if the term examination conducted for 80 marks, internal assessment will be conducted for 20 marks. So the program has got 100 marks, 80 for your term end examination, and 20 for your internal examinations. So the 20 marks will be evaluated within the faculties, in the faculty, and the 80 marks for your annual examination. So for 20 marks, how to go about it? What else should be done? How you should take up your exercise assignment for towards your internal assessment. See, and then see, the assignment is an integral part of the distance learning. The main purpose of an assignment is to test your comprehension of the learning materials you receive from the university, and also to help you to understand the courses and the feedback. See, the moment we give you a study materials, the self-learning materials, and you can make use of that for your rating your assignment, the first one, and you also make use of your level of comprehension to know the in-depth study about literature, because it's prepared in such a way for two reasons: one for your annual exam, another for your assignment. For assignment, you can also refer many other extra materials, wherever you come across in the different sources, and make sure that the assignment it has a holistic picture which contains with grapples the nitty-gritties of the summary of the entire text, and whatever the answer demands to the questions, does it meet the standard and all that. You should keep it in mind, for which you need to go through this assignment carefully again and again. So the information given in the printed course material should be sufficient for answering the assignment. So you don't have to worry much about writing an assignment. The information that they have provided to you, that will be more sufficient. That will be more sufficient, and you can just go about it. And for example, there are many critical texts like Matthew Arnold's Culture and Anarchy in the first year. It's a very difficult text, and where you may not get extra the best materials. The only thing that you should rely upon is our SLM. For many texts like Matthew Arnold, and even for Shakespearean criticism, where you study the A.C. Bradley's criticism, and the Wilson Knight and other Shakespearean criticism, for which you can rely upon our SLM and the self-learning materials. So it meets the standard. It fulfills two ways. One is it gives you a very complete picture about your assignment, as well as for your the exam point of view. And then and and however, if you have easy access to the other books, you ought to make use of them. For example, you can go to website, you can go to libraries. So our university has established a wonderful library, a good number of books. You can make use of that also. So you can make use of library, you can make use of other materials like books and interpretations from various journals and articles, and to write your assignment. This is one thing. And after that, and how to submit your assignment. See, submission of assignment and getting feedback provides for continuous evaluation. So we have given two stages, stage one and stage two. In the first year, in the first paper, for instance, English literature from Chaucer to Bunyan, there are the stage one has two questions. You have to write one. Stage two will have two questions. You have to write one. So out of the four, you have to write two questions. Okay, for one paper. So for one paper for 20 marks. So the five papers for 100 marks. So you should keep it in mind. And the marks that you get in your assignment will be counted in your final results. So you should take it very seriously that the assignment that you write will be evaluated for your main exams, the final exams. So the more you write better, the more you put your involvement, so higher the result, the better the result. So that you should keep in your mind. See, the assignments of a course carry 20 marks. I said each course will carry 20 marks. So overall, it's 100 marks for internal marks and the 500 for your annual marks. Overall, five papers I'm talking about. So this is one thing. And dear students, the very important, crucial thing, please keep in your mind. It applies to the both the diplomas, the PGDC and PGDE and the postgraduate diploma in English, postgraduate communicative English, and MA in English. The five papers, each papers at 20, 20, 20, and 100 marks. It applies to all the papers. And one thing is very important. The student they have to keep it in your mind that see after you written your assignment, once you have submitted assignment to the universities, the concerned address, or the address that they have given you, what you have to do, see, for your own record, retain a copy of all the assignments you have written. You need to keep a photocopy of these assignments. Keep a photocopy of your assignments, whatever you have submitted, for your own reference. This is always better. So, for example, you wrote your assignments of all the papers, and you take the photocopy and keep one set for you and send the original to the universities. Which you may submit to the HOD, the concerned HOD. The address will be given in the website. After when you go for instruction to write about your assignments, there is a given instruction to whom to submit and all that. So you have to submit your assignment to the HOD of the concerned department, that is English department, and you make sure that. And and another one, please I reiterate at this juncture that you have to make sure these important issues that program titles should be written compulsory, the MA in English, and then your roll number and your name should be written. The roll number should be properly written. There should be no any others. Roll number should be there. Name should be there, and full address and the course title. For example, course one, English literature from Chaucer to Bunyan. Course two, Shakespeare. You have to mention the course title, and after that, don't forget to mention. And because there are many instances that many students they don't even write their the name, they don't even write their enrollment roll number. So the very important thing is that you have to mention your program title, you have to mention your roll number, you have to mention your name and full address and the course title. And for example, if it is for 10 marks, you write minimum of at least 10 pages. It's an exercise to people. So, and so dear student, I gave you a very comprehensive picture. And, the final touch that, the traditional classroom where the student go to class and regular, they meet the student and they have an eye-to-eye contact. And we have a virtual classroom, like we teach through our own website, our own university platforms. So as I told you that how Albert Einstein said it in the beginning, I told you the lines like I do not teach anyone, I only provide the environment in which they can learn. So the what is the environment which is bestowed to us? The situations is such that, and we ought to rely upon the virtual mode, and we are being disseminating, we are extending the all kind of support for learning, for your curriculum, for your assignment, and the classroom and classes and all that through this virtual mode. And please you make use of this platform and be the Department of English. We have three faculties, as I told you. I happen to be the chairman, Dr. Natraju, and another two faculties like Mr. Shrikant and Dr. Madhura IAS. We three are here, and our mobile phones are given in the website, and you can free talking to us in any time between the official times, and you don't have to feel any hesitation, you don't have to feel anything of that sort, and you come in person for any genuine the question doubt you have, and and the university has set up with an excellent library. Make use of library facilities. We have a wonderful journals and articles regarding many, the papers that you study, like entire first year. So I wish you good luck. I wish you all the best for your future endeavors and future pursuits. Once again, on behalf of my colleagues and from the department and from the universities, from teaching as well as non-teaching fraternity, I welcome you all people, and I wish you good luck to you, and I wish you all the best and good luck to you. So I'm going to end of my talk. Thank you.